The goal of this project was to reduce the amount of phosphorus in our discharge. So there's two primary ways you can do that. One would be through treatment of your wastewater, or you can do source reduction. So we evaluated both of those options and we decided to go forward with source reduction. So in order to do that, you have to figure out where your phosphorus is coming from. And what we found is that almost all of our phosphorus that was present in our wastewater was coming from our water treatment chemicals that we use to treat the raw water coming into our facility. So we partnered with our water treatment specialist, ChemTreat, and we decided to look at alternative treatment chemicals that contained little to no phosphorus in them. And fortunately for us, ChemTreat already had the ball rolling on this. They had developed some chemicals that met this criteria. So we decided to start looking at some of those to implement at our facility. Lima is in the nitrogen division, and we do not make any products that contain phosphorus. However, Lima is within the Lake Erie watershed. So all of our wastewater goes into Lake Erie. You know, any drop of rain that runs off here goes to Lake Erie. And Lake Erie has been experiencing some significant algal blooms here these past few summers. So for the algal blooms, phosphorus is what's known as the limiting nutrient. And what that basically means is that if you can reduce the amount of phosphorus going into Lake Erie, you will reduce the size and severity of the algal blooms in Lake Erie. So we decided that we wanted to be part of the solution for that issue. We implemented the new chemicals one at a time. We started with our well water cooling system. It was viewed as a more basic water chemistry, less complex system, and it was a lower risk overall. So we started there, we got good results, and then we started looking at making changes to one of our cooling towers. This one in particular was the cooling tower that fed our urea unit. And we made those changes, and we monitored it very closely for over a year. And once we got comfortable with the results we were getting, we decided to make those same changes to our remaining two cooling towers at our site. The results have been great. You can see here in this chart, we've got our average phosphorus discharge there in the bars. 2016 is the first year, and that's the year before we made any changes, so that's our baseline. And you can see by 2019, we've reduced our phosphorus amount by 67%. So a huge reduction. And then that line across the top, that is our permit limit. So you can see we're well below our wastewater permit limit. And the best part about all of this is that it has not had to come at the sacrifice of performance of our water systems. The new chemicals that contain little to no phosphorus are performing just as well, if not better, than the chemicals we were using before. So it's been a big win for our facility.